Guys, I hope you're ready, because it's a very complicated one. It's a topic, it's a rant. Is fun subjective or objective? And the answer, I will immediately give you the answer. It's kind of both, but mostly fun is objective. So if I give you a knife, would you put that in a like backpack and be like, oh, I'll have so much fun with a knife? Everyone's gonna feel like, man, you're a psychopath. What the fuck's wrong with you? Because knives are objectively not fun. You would not give a knife to a child. Something that is fun usually can be given to different people in lower ages than just like 18 years of age, right? All right. Games are fun because, again, you can give it to children. So that's one way, one out of many, many ways to understand what is objectively fun. The reason why this debate shows up is because now we're thinking of, like, which cards are fun? First of all, in Hearthstone, cards are fun if you can fucking play them in the first place. If it's like an 8-drop and 9-drop and you just die on turn 7, well, you're not gonna have fun with the card, are you? So there's actually objective ways you can figure things out. And you know, because you tested, you know how the game works, you know we're talking about standards specifically, certain game rules. Everything is very, solid and understandable. But then there is this Zeddy video, where Zeddy indirectly trashes Kripparrian, but at the same time saying that, oh, Kripparrian inspired me to make this video. What is the video? 10 worst design cards, and then Zeddy says these.
Salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and I want to make a video today that is the most subjective thing ever.
It's almost like an insult, but at the same time, he's like copping out from responsibility of like, whatever I say about these cards is like, it's subjective, like, don't worry about it. But design, that's not subjective. We're talking about a game, something that has a specific purpose. We're not here to torture people. We're here to have maximum amount of fun. So there's some cards that are improperly designed in a card game and steals fun from people. Again, we can slowly, carefully dissect certain arguments. And I want people to stop watching this video. I want to just, for them to get triggered. Have you heard about flat earth? Are you a flat earther? What's going on? It's the funniest thing. Earth is flat, objectively. Most people agree that Earth is flat, even if they disagree, even if they loudly fucking tell into my face. Earth is fucking round, bro, actually. What experience you have of round Earth? Also, this not fun card. Why did you counter me? I didn't pay attention, guys. I was able to, like, just buy a 1-drop or whatever. What experience you have of round Earth? Alright? Pictures? NASA, science telling you? They have so much control over the universe that you're just gonna believe every single word. I did not feel a spin of the Earth, or I haven't seen any roundness of the Earth. And that's the end. That's where the debate should just end. But it doesn't end. There's a lot of censorship going on. There's a lot of fucking spitting fire and gaslighting bullshit. It's like, until I have the experience that tells me otherwise, until it sends me to space, until I meet Jesus, I will not be overly religious. Until RANT releases the damn fucking game, I will not believe that the game even exists right now. That it's releasable. That it's not just gonna crumble upon release because people are just stealing RANT's money, That's it, bro. Without experience, you cannot have any objective opinions about anything. you will not get anything believable coming out of your mouth. You have to have solid experience. And what makes Zeddy's video objective, and he shouldn't be insecure about it, you know, he's trying to be nice. He's trying to not shove his experience down your throat of like, maybe you like Ice Block for some reason. One thing I will defend for myself is like Due Process is a fun card, is very well designed card, and wasn't even played in Standard for a long time until Druid had survivability, right? The moment Druid has survivability, the moment Druid can have a control deck, it's going to out-control every other control deck who cannot sustain this sort of game change. But changing the game like this is completely fine. It's mostly a drawback because your opponent draws an extra card. Tempo decks and aggro decks can shut you down very quickly if you try to fucking feed them cards. Like, are you stupid? It's a fun thing. It's a very fun card. It's a very well-designed card. The only reason why it's not good is because of Jade Idol, just because you can gain more mana as a druid. Maybe it doesn't fit Druid very well, because it has so many cards that it can start cheating and scamming other people with this card. But personally, like, I have not had bad experience with this at all. That's what subjective is. When there's opposition, clear opposition, when you can clearly see, I've played the card, I want to debate against this, you know. But you can propose your experience. If you're influential, you can basically declare that this card is not fun and let's move on. You don't want to declare war, you don't want to piss people off, of course. So you got to be careful. Because some things are, you know, like that. But again, things like that, even if they're very well-designed cards, they can sometimes empower different archetypes, different cards that already exist, that are super toxic. They just needed a little bit of synergy. So this can be like very well-designed card, but it enables toxicity anyways, and still has to be shut down, and I will just like bend over and be like, well, take that away from me, it's a cool toy, I can find more, right? I'm not going to be upset. Even though everything around it should be nerfed. Because very well-designed cards, if you're good at game designer, you will understand that it highlights the problems in the game. No one should be upset of, like, drawing extra cards. You're going to be upset about that? Just play the damn fucking cards. You will have ability to win the game anyways. If your ability to win the game resolved by monsters. Druid can't even clear the board efficiently. Just play monsters, bro. What happened, Zeddy? You like control way too much? You just want to counter your opponent's monsters instead of playing your own? That's your problem. That's where Zeddy fucking trips over and falls down and gets hurt because of his subjective garbage opinion. One time, 1 out of 10 times. Everything else, I sort of agree on. And it's not difficult to disagree. I mean, to agree, because whatever he says is objective that, like, stealth minions cannot be interacted with, cannot be countered. They're just gonna go face and try to shut down the game, basically scamming you. So that's not fun, you know? So we slowly, like, untangle, hopefully, as you watch this, you understand that this is deep, this is life-changing information. This can, you know, cure you from insecurities, because you will finally understand what subjective and objective means. What you should just keep for yourself, because, like, no one understands. You know, if you're a clown and you like knives, you like juggling knives, no one really will understand why you like knives so much, why you have this knife collection. You want to keep it for yourself. That's subjective. But it's objective when you see, like, cool toys, cool plushies, like this fucking Iron Man figurine you want to show to everyone, right? That collection you can show to everyone. No one's going to be freaking out about it, of like, oh my god, all these sharp edges. Oh my god, you can choke on that one. You can show even Legos to little children, even though they could choke on it, but fuck it. Choke on those Legos, bitches. I'm gonna use that. But Lego, like, at some point, it becomes less and less fun for less people in terms of, like, age groups, right? Because Legos don't actually serve much purpose. It's like very difficult to buy Legos in the first place. It's gonna be fun for a kid because it's like an expensive item that you can build anything out of. So again, everything is debatable. Everything you can talk about. And maybe you find, you know, a use case, and there's a reason to debate as well. Because you can find these like special use cases for anything. You can make fun of anything and you might just discover something new all of a sudden. This is not something we should shut up about and just declare that fun is subjective the whole way through. And if you don't believe that, then oh my god, you don't know what fun and subjective means. Yeah, I certainly don't know what fun means. That's great. And I was putting so much more effort into trying to talk to this guy. Talk to this NPC bullshit. But it's just going nowhere, as always. No one wants to change their minds, especially fucking narcissists. They're the worst, bro. They don't want to change their minds because they're like devil advocates. And a devil advocate is gonna waste your time. He's gonna just make you mad because that's all they want. They just want to keep on trolling. They just want to spit their fucking argument. Just sit there on their stupid argument and die with it, basically. But they just want to see you mad. So you get out of control of like, what do you care about the most? How can I push your buttons? It's so entertaining for people who are devil advocates, bro, for a lot of weird shit. Oh, you don't like potatoes on pizza? Let's put that shit on pizza, bro. Let's put some shoes on pizza. Like, it's a great flavor. It's subjective whether you like shoes on pizza or not. It's subjective, bro. Yeah, but like the reasoning would be that dirt on shoes or bacteria is not really edible, can make you go sick. No one is gonna have fun with diarrhea. No one gonna have fun with stomach aches. You know, going to doctor doesn't seem like fun. Having problems in life in general is not really fun. Keep fixing them when it's overwhelming, right? So, fun is not exactly subjective, especially if you want to talk about it. Especially if you want to talk about not your story, but you genuinely, like, want to report something. Like, oh my god, this car just ruined so many fucking days, you know, this stupid hard bloom, for example. Maybe just something terrible kept happening. Just go ahead, bro. Tell us your experience. Maybe people will believe it and realize something. But yeah, obviously this is bullshit. The biggest problem in Hearthstone is still Borklers. It's still massive clears of minions. Or is it just subjective? Because like control decks don't even play minions. They don't even play the game. They don't even understand how the game works, these control fucking noobs. I can tell you that much. The whole game happens in tempo. Tempo is trying to squeeze every single thing you can get from the game. Everything. And yeah, you will find that sometimes I will push some subjective information to you guys. But if you don't debate against that properly, without some vile insults of learning of like all these like weird ass insults, because most of the time your comments will be deleted by YouTube. 50% of the comments I write get deleted because I want to just throw vile insults. I don't give a fuck, right? But it's like, oh, whatever you say makes zero sense. You don't know this and that simple word. You say dumb shit. Maybe think about it. Just keep from fucking spitting garbage at me. It's no longer an argument. We're no longer talking about whether fun is subjective or not. We're just like, I've made a statement, and now this guy is trying to debate me whether I understand fun and subjective. we're just like literally trying to fucking go down to the basics without him even providing any information about it in the first place, without any contribution. Yeah, that's just a devil's advocate. And also I call them differently now. I call people NPCs, and I will call this guy an objection NPC. I say a statement, they say the fucking opposite shit, and they admit of being a competitive, overly competitive freak. These people are insane, bro. Overly competitive people think they're having fun, but they have to, like, you know, black out 50% of the time because they have that 51% win rate, so they black out 50% of the time, and the other 50% of the time they're like, oh my god, look at this, I've beaten and destroyed this guy, bro. And they just keep on flexing their fucking diamond ranks, legendary ranks, and keep telling you that you're stupid if you don't have one. It's the dumbest thing, bro. It's literally the fucking color of Bugatti bullshit that's going on. In card games, if you flexing how good you are at card games, you're the stupidest fucking person I have ever known, bro. No one should even try and do that. You know, you're not gonna outflex nobody, bro. You're not gonna be a gamer who's outflexing of like, oh my god, I have reached this diamond rank that nobody cares about, right? The only question you should ask yourself, are you having fun in the game? That's the only question. That's the only objective reason you have to play the game in the first place. You're not earning money. You're not getting attention. You're not making friends because you're still... I mean, an overly competitive person is going to make friends? Yeah. Good luck, bro. You're not Raron. This is not fun. This is garbage. So there's bullshit brewing, my friends, in this community. Of people not understanding this simple concept of fun, being objective, being something that we have to talk about, whether something is fun or not, we have to talk about. We can make the game more fun. We can figure out what criteria to follow. You know, there's certain games that we're not playing right now because they're less fun than Hearthstone. It's obvious. It's objective. We can talk about it. We can share the same experience of like, yeah, I don't want to play that game because it looks like trash. Because it has shitty graphics, it has weird controls, and every single fucking card clears the board or something. Where nothing interesting happens. Like we can talk about this stuff. We can agree on things. If we would always disagree, then yes, it's subjective. If we would constantly just disagree. But if we disagree for the sake of disagreeing, if we disagree for the sake of, like, appealing to authorities above us or some bullshit like that, I'm sorry, bro. You just have brain damage. That's it, bro. You just don't see anything anymore. Again, these devil advocates are like, well, if they got you, they got you. If you couldn't fucking finish the conversation in a meaningful way and shut it down, they got you, bro. They definitely got me. And I just, out of embarrassment of how gotten I was, I just deleted the damn thing. I still have the snippets, though. But, yeah. I've been gotten. Justice is mine. Of how disgusting this fucking shit is. How sensitive the debate is about subjective truths. You know. And objective truths. Love is objective. Because you need proof for love. Right? You need to go to a priest and say, like, I'm gonna love this person forever. That's big love. That's marriage amount of love, right? Love could just be like, well, I like hanging out with my cat. I love my cat. I'ma feed the cat. If you don't feed your cat, you probably don't love your cat, right? Your cat wants to be fed, and you don't feed the cat. You don't love the cat. It's just very simple things. You don't like the cat to be around. You get always mad at the cat. You don't love the cat. You can't love it, maybe for various reasons. It's not your fault, potentially, but it's still objectively obvious what you have to do to love the cat. You just have to spend time with the cat, own the cat, right? Give it space, give it some toys and some, you know, better quality food, or just store food for cats to always have it. You must not let the cat roam around streets and do nothing, basically. It's what objective love that objectively can be observed is. And we can talk about that too. Of how you take care of your cat because you love it so much. It's unbelievable for people to debate in the opposite direction. It is just brain damage that will have to be conquered. You know, I understand this has existed for a very long time across many places. God knows who will have to be destroyed for this shit.
Justice is mine.
If Zeddy in secret is a super fucking subjection agent or some bullshit like that, bro. Gaslighting people of like, oh, this is gonna be very subjective video. Well, let's see how subjective these cards are. These are fun cards. Again, you can't interact with stealth. That's great. This is a OTK card, so OTK cards are not fun. You get punished for playing minion. Fun. I don't give a fuck about that. You should always be able to play minions. And sometimes worry of like, well, I play minions and that sucks. I just don't like the design of like, deal damage to enemy hero. You can't come up with anything more interesting just like that. It's just kind of boring, and it's just a pure OTK card. Like, it serves no purpose besides dealing damage to opponent's hero. That's it. That's kind of fucking stupid, right? Soul Stealer fucking showing up way too often right now. This is unbelievable to me. This is getting out of fucking control. For fuck's sake, man. This fucking control deck, and again, control decks now in general dominating the game, and Zeddy's like, oh my god, they're going extinct, these control decks. Shut the fuck up, Zeddy. What the fuck is wrong with him right now? Defending control decks is a little bit absurd. Control decks are not fun. You know, control deck is literally competitive. You gotta be fucking kidding me, man. You gotta be kidding. Soul Stealer into Soul Stealer, just nothing, bro. That's your fucking fun? You think control decks are fun, bro? You haven't been on the other side, on the receiving side. You just have been too scared to make these videos. And also, he basically kind of indirectly trashes Kripparrian, too. Kripparrian made videos like these. Kripparrian was like, is this card good? Is this card fun? Blah, blah, blah. It's really good stuff. And it's like, he barely pushed himself by accidentally bumping into Kripparrian. He found the guts to release this video. Fascinating, bro. And then says it's very subjective. I could be very wrong right now. It's like, for how long you have been playing this fucking game? How wrong can you be? Unless you only played control decks. Yeah. And he's only wrong about, you know, a standard card that was recently rotated. That's it. One card. Yeah. You're not gonna be that wrong. You shouldn't be so fucking scared. Like a baby. Who just fucking got born in this community. Who just discovered this community. It's unbelievable how insecure people can be. But everyone understands that Ice Block makes no sense. Like, it blocks infinite amount of damage. Infinite. Bro. The way to play around is just insane. Like, you get extra turn, and your opponent knows that they're getting an extra turn by playing this shit. By blocking you, they get extra time for their juicy fucking moves. To block their reality, to make a facade. When they build relationships, you know, and they block you on social media. And yes, we're gonna go into real-life examples of this shit. Because that's what card games are really fun to use for. Real-life examples. Now that's my subjective cringe fun, but like, for fuck's sake, it's great. It's fun to learn. It's fun to use anything for learning material as well. Because your life becomes more in control. If you want to be in control of your life, you don't play Hearthstone control decks, you talk about real-life applications to your stupid fucking games that you play. To things you're learning from the game as well. You should be desperate to express that information. Desperate, bro. Even the series of like, will will this card game is going to be fun or not, or will it ruin my day, is also not subjective. I don't just like, oh, I misplay. Oh, that's my subjective. I don't like the game because I misplayed. I don't do that shit. If I misplay, I actually love the game more because there's a way for me to play better. Right? It just happened once. It's a unique experience. I wouldn't normally misplay unless I intended to. Right? It's an oopsie. So, like, yeah, I'm not gonna be mad about that. I'm gonna be mad when I see Death Knight after Death Knight after Death Knight into fucking Warrior that I auto-concede already into another fucking Control Death Knight bullshit. When they play the same fucking shit. Control decks are the most degenerate shit because they just play the same Borklers over and over again. There's just the same tactic. It's not even randomized. One Borkler just clears the entire board and that's it. What do you want me to fucking say, bro? I should have played around it? Fuck that shit, bro. It doesn't even deal damage. How do you play around that shit? It just makes your minions disappear. I've been at it for a very long time. There's different ways to play control decks, bro. You just play somewhat heavier decks. You're not supposed to always be able to just play your 8 drops, 9 drops, 10 drops in your stupid decks. But you should be able to play it and feel like, oh, I've gained value. I've drawn extra cards and all that shit. You should feel better because you were able to play giant minions. That's what control means. Control doesn't mean I will clear every single minion you play, and then I will play combo. Combo bullshit, or I'll just drain your value from your hands. It's like, that's not what control means. Control means you're gonna sit back a little bit, have bigger minions, greater value minions. I'll teach Zeddy what control means. I'll show him the best control deck. There is the best control player, you know, Warshak. I've seen him do crazy, amazing things and fun things that I sort of approve of, and Zeddy's just like playing meta decks, and it's not that fucking fun. So of course he's gonna be like very sensitive about this shit, because he's just feeding overly competitive idiots of the game. I hate being competitive, bro. I hate it. It is subjective to me. To me personally, to hate something like this. Maybe there's something, you know? That's the whole point. That's why we have to talk about it. Is there something to competitiveness? Because so far I haven't found it. I just found assholes who just want to get that 51% win rate and be assholes about it and flex. Of like, oh my god, I'm so good at this card game. That's all they do. There's nothing deep about it. You don't fundamentally become a better person because you're top 1000 legend. You know? You're just somewhat more respectable because, well, we're gonna learn from you. Something, right? You're playing the best decks, you're finding the best decks, but now finding the best decks is not that difficult anymore. So that's great. We're shutting that down too. This is deep, bro. Mainly, again, because I got attacked by fucking Devil's Advocate's objection NPC. And there's different types of NPCs who just, like, either they're trolling successfully, or they're just idiots who do the same thing as everyone else, and they're not significant in any way, and that's just so frustrating. Because you're not going to learn, you're not going to have fun with them. With NPCs, you're not going to have fun because you already experienced the same shit somewhere else many, many times. You're just like teaching and babysitting a baby, bro. It's not that interesting. Certain classes can be fun as well. But again, it's debatable. It's going to be a very difficult time on if this is coming for our community. You must understand, there's changes coming. The same way we can't operate anymore. If you want to debate what's fun, if that's very difficult for Blizzard to decide which cards to nerf, because they're scared of doing the same thing as Zeddy, is scared of like offending people, because why did you nerf this card? I will death threat you now. I will do whatever it takes to You know, like, it's kind of cringe, right? It should be debated. We should put together arguments. We should make it into a separate game almost of like who has biggest, best arguments for things to get nerfed and things to get blah blah blah. But right now, you know, it's just Zeddy. Just Zeddy gets to decide what gets to be nerfed because he's also throwing, you know, his opinion out there because opinion has to be thrown, but he doesn't actually ask anyone else's opinion. Just leeches off Twitter. I don't think Twitter is a good place. Leeches off Reddit. I don't think Reddit is a good place. Fucking look down. Look down, Zeddy, bro. There's comment section you have there. You know, you can leech opinion when you fucking ask for it. Just ask and you shall receive, bro. I don't see Zeddy down in the comments. And that's another reason why I fucking hate the guy a little bit. Luckily, bro. Luckily, he replied once. Celestial alignment. Blah, yeah, sure. Of course.
Justice is mine.
I understand that part. But he's just like, he never highlights the comment section, so I'm like, he doesn't care. He got lucky on that one. Almost completed my dumbass quest, but like, I sunk in. I definitely sunk in some time. So, yeah. Mana cheating is not fun. Explosive amount of tempo, early game tempo, where you have a clogged up hand, you have nothing to play, and your opponent keeps on playing cards, and you just like feel behind all the time. That's not fun. And Blizzard is trying to, you know, experimenting with a lot of fucking cringe, cringe ways to spice up the game. And it can just suddenly kill the game at the same time if they're not careful enough. If they get laid off right after making terrible changes, imagine that, bro. They can't even revert the changes no more. So anything can happen to Hearthstone, it can actually die. As long as we keep track of like what's fun, what's being printed. I keep track of that. Every single time an expansion shows up, a mini set shows up, I do an expansion review of like, is it gonna be a fun expansion? Literally my thing, literally my channel revolves around this one concept. And people try to deny that shit. I'm sorry, bro. I will fight tooth and nail until you're gonna fucking eat dirt.
Justice is mine.
Just in order to make you apologize. You know, have you had enough dirt, bitch? It's gonna happen, bro. It's literally the only existence of my channel. The only unique thing that I bring to the table is to understand that is the fact that I understand that fun is objective most of the time. And subjective fun, we wouldn't talk about it. Wouldn't talk about the clown that likes knives. I'm sorry, bro.
Processing.
Unless it's... I mean, we're gonna talk about it if you just go to circus once a year, you know? And that's it. We're just gonna do it once a year. We're gonna visit that fucking clown in his psychotic fucking hobby of juggling knives. Knives are fun. Yeah. To some people, knives are fun. To some people, and that's my greatest argument of all time, guys. To some people, something is something, you know. And then when I open my mouth, then, oh, you don't understand this and that, you don't understand this over here. Imagine, I have to deal with so many crybabies so often, it's unbelievable. My brain gets damaged every single time. I get wasted. I have to make these rant videos to remind you guys that you're not smart. You're not that fucking impressive. You don't make me happy. It's not fun interacting with people like this. It's unbelievable. And I don't want to see YouTubers be insecure about things. If we want progress, if we want to move forward, you can't just say it's just subjective. So let's keep going. Alright, 3 cards reviewed technically. The Mindbender. Why Mindbender is objectively not fun.
Justice is mine.
That's a cool one. Let's take it, right? Let's take that. Obviously, Zeddy explains his reasoning, and that's great. But just alone, like, you sometimes want to compare with the power level needed, right? For the card to just function, just to be playable. And you will understand that it's crazy enough to just see your opponent's hands. That's crazy enough information. That's you can use that as a control tool for sure. But to be able to manipulate your opponent's hands, to know when you're confident of giving your hand to your opponent, well, that didn't fucking work, didn't it? And it had to be changed. People got upset, got changed, people overused it. I would be upset about anything that sees too much play. And it's not like a Ziliax type of card. If it sees too much, that's what Zeddy uses as well. He gets upset on like, why this card being played too much? We understand that part. Because like in a game, you don't want to see the same thing being used over and over again. It's a tactic, it's a scam, it's turning itself into just trash. Shouldn't get cleared. 3 swipes left, am I right? I didn't keep track of this. But yeah, it's just too powerful of an effect, and it gets even worse when you can take extra turns, when you can break the game significantly. This is not a fun card, fundamentally. There's more to it. Because you're casting spells, you're playing mage already, the not fun class, and you get a not fun thing where you just like, after playing a bunch of spells, after playing not interactive things, you're gonna stop your opponent for playing the game for 1 turn at the same time. On top of everything. Thank you for clearing my fucking board. What happened? Twisting fucking forts. Twisting forts, let's go. And a 6/6 on top of that. How fucking cool is that, bro? How fun. And not random at all, bro. At least the location cleared itself, didn't it, huh? How cool is that? If you have enough experiences, and you have reasons, and you have a compilation of information, you shouldn't fucking sit back and let it sit in rot in your brain, this thing. I don't care what haters say, bro, you gotta fucking express that shit. Because we might find useful information. The only thing people want is, as competitive idiots, they just want to copy and paste the deck. That's not even interesting as a debate. That's not interesting, like, who cares?
Justice is mine.
Who cares about those people? They just want to copy and paste the fucking deck code. Desperately. Of a cool deck they just saw that wins many games. It's fucking idiots, these people. We need to talk about cards that make the game less fun and make less content creators who, you know, have fun with the game. Who get shut down when they try to fucking play the game. Bam, shut. And again, maybe Zeddy is not the best person, and of course he's not, to talk about this shit. Because I am. I'm the best. Because I set up myself that way, you know. I want to do this more than he does. Clearly. And you gotta catch those insecurities. Catch those opportunities. Glide. Reshuffling your opponent's hands. Again, it's a theme, of course. It's a anti-control tools. For me, I mean, you have to counter control somehow. There's gotta be a way to counter control. For me, due process was a very nice thing to use against control decks to finally take my revenge. I needed that, bro. So, yeah. But I was kind of a minority using this. My story is like a very, very twisted one. right? I get fucked by control decks all the time, so I needed revenge. That would still force me to play summon a control deck, right? Control style. Control style tempo. Simply because this card enabled it. But yeah, like, you can tell. You can tell that that basic counter argument, right?
My blood for war.
Of what makes this this video subjective. Just Zeddy rants that not many people can relate, or some people might be offended by. Right? People got offended by this shit getting nerfed somehow. Apparently. I don't know. Show me actual influencers, show me people with brain cells, because they have to represent your opinions. If you don't find YouTubers who share the same opinion as you do, you don't have much ground. I can be one of those YouTubers too. I'm an open-minded person. I will defend any opinion of all time. Doesn't matter to me. As long as it makes sense and you're being respectful, I will try it, you know? To see what's up. This card is disgusting. Anything that resets the game is unbelievably disgusting. I'm not gonna be perfect in this video either. My rants are not perfect. Rants are not perfect by default. Like, you're trying to pour information as much as possible. So maybe we can have like a civil conversation about it. Nobody can have it though, at the moment. Nobody. You should be proud of yourself if you can. Be rational about it. But at the moment, everyone wants to deny everything that doesn't entertain them. Space is very entertaining. Why Flat Earth exists
Justice is mine.
and why it's being attacked? Because it's so entertaining to listen to all these scientists. They're so cool. We're gonna go to space soon, guys. Can't wait. Can't wait 100 more years. Just like it's very entertaining to listen to Elon Musk shit about, like, his polygon car that kills people. Of like, okay, I mean, it's very fun. I'm gonna release this polygon car, and everyone's gonna enjoy it, and it's gonna be like a very good car. And it's made out of steel, guys. It's so cool. It's like bulletproof. And when I throw this rock over here, oh shit! Oh, I shouldn't have thrown a rock, because I just like destroy the car. Oh, okay.
If three rights make
It is like, there's all these fucking scammers that are somewhat interesting to listen to, but you just don't quite know what's gonna happen in the end. So you just kind of sit through that shit just to realize that they are scammers. So,
It's only for wild games.
shut the fuck up, bitch! Objection. Is this fun? How do you know if a card is fun, guys? Have we learned anything? The card is fun if it doesn't try to mess with your opponent directly. Just directly messes with your opponent. Just directly counters things. You can conjure a counter somehow. Taunts can counter weapons indirectly. That's cool. You know, that's not intended, but sort of intended, because that's great. That's a great, you know, interaction of cards. This just directly counters the minion. You know, that you try to get an effect, and it's like, you know, it turns into a fart. What's the point? Well, because your opponent is being an asshole and trying to block your whatever minion you have in there, because we're trembling in fear right now. It's insane. This is a good video where it highlights what are not fun cards. Mostly, again, for control decks. They have big minions that can get countered. And that's pretty disgusting, too. But what is also disgusting is that Secrets are very difficult to disarm. You know, there's no real way to actually trigger a secret that's like easy. You have to keep track of everything in your brain. It's a little bit too much work for secrets. And it's debatable of like if secrets are fun at all. It's still debatable, still questionable, still has to be tested. More experience has to be poured in. People have to play secret decks more to figure out if it's fun. Because playing against secrets is kind of cringe, right? It's kind of very annoying. If you tried it, if you try, you will fail. You just have to let it go almost.
I raise. You
So at very least, it's suspicious. Nothing is 100% subjective or objective. But simple concepts like fun, friendship, and love, and all these things that you can observe, you can build upon, you can understand because they're there. You've learned that because you had many experiences is a very common thing. You can definitely find objective reasoning to support, to identify if something is fun or not. You can accidentally get hurt by this item, and this is just a cute-looking, harmless item that you have to find a weird use case because it doesn't actually do anything on its own. Like, you can see the criteria of fun. But again, we're tackling everything here all at once. That's what a rant is. We're tackling what means subjective, what means objective, what means fun, and how much Hearthstone sucks right now because it has you know, flawed human beings in the community and flawed inspirations to be overly competitive and not look for actually fun cards. What are the most well-designed cards, I wonder? Will he make the video for that? Because he's already committed. You can't just pass on a free content, can he? So the oh my yog thing. Yeah, it's just another secret, right? Another secret that you have to play around that makes you paranoid of like, shit is gonna go down if I fuck it up. It's annoying. Secrets are just generally annoying, and it's a whole nother topic for these. And when they generally are like super cheap and they counter your entire card, that is insane, right? Just directly counter a card. And then there's this demonic obsession of taking damage that can be turned against
Shiny. My shiny!
your opponent while I take damage. It's just too powerful of an effect in the end, right? This is what should have been nerfed. It's like, well, while you take damage now, past certain points, your opponent will take damage instead for you. It's like, that's a big flip, all of a sudden. This should have been nerfed. They couldn't figure out how to, like, change the effect. They didn't want to change this. It's like, but you will not take damage anymore. Your opponent will... A lot of cards that deal damage to you and fatigue will no longer affect you. Like, this is a game-blocking, game-changing rules for the rest of the game as well. This is way too much on one card that you can spit out. Way too much. How did they not understand, right? So this is specifically like game design flaw of developers not having enough experience to understand that this card is gonna break the game, and this card in particular, not the quest nonsense. This card in particular has to be nerfed somehow. All right. This is what these developers don't understand, right? A very simple thing. For the rest of the game, cards, very dangerous. Brand is very dangerous to the game. How do they not fucking understand that? It's so frustrating to me. Not mech? Shit, that is crazy. we would objectively understand that this is a mech because it looks like a very metallic object. But I guess I can, you know, I will not debate that. I mean, they decided, right? They have the power to subject to us this bullshit, not meckery. And I found lethal enemies. Fuck you, developers. It's a mech to me. Subjectively, to me, it's a mech. But objectively, it's not. It's an elemental, right? That's the difference. It's so interesting to me to find these examples, but you still have to find examples. If you want to unlock nice things in life, you have to work hard. You must understand. If you want to find a fun deck in Hearthstone, you have to work hard. You can't just copy and paste. You have to do research. You have to understand which cards are fun to play. That's a lot of work. And if people disrespect me for doing work, man, I'm gonna do torture instead. I'm gonna threaten people. You know, my life is being threatened. My existence is being threatened. I do work and I get nothing in return. You think nothing bad is gonna happen to you? Fuck yeah, bro. Fuck yeah, it's gonna happen. It's mixed martial arts. Your ass is gonna get kicked. At very least, I will embarrass you or block the shit out of you. You know. Enjoy. I will play evil if I have to defend myself. It's just how it goes, bro. On the other side of the equation, with the introverts or whatever, whoever didn't get a chance to speak in life, because life is constantly changing, and I feel like I have to play a role now as well, alright? And I have to teach things to people desperately, because they're making a terrible mistake.
Just don't spill it.
So if that's not a reason to subscribe to my channel, I mean, bye. Whatever then. I guess you'll never find a reason to subscribe. But that's the shit that I am specialized at. Because I also wanted to be a game developer. You know, I'm trying to make my own card game. I need to know what fun is. Objectively. To make the game fun. What the fuck? It's incredible. It's incredible for people to make a mistake, bro. And again, I'll let Zeddy pass simply because he plays too many control decks. If you just get stuck playing a special certain archetype, just completely stuck and don't actually acknowledge that other things exist as well, I mean, and they're very reasonable. That's aggro is much more reasonable than control in this current metagame, where control is just shitting out a bunch of Borklers and nothing else. Like, yeah, I'll let Zeddy pass. I'll let Zeddy say that his opinion is in fact subjective because it fucking sucks sometimes, and simply because of due process, it shows. It shows some, but everything else I can agree on. And it makes me feel that it's not as subjective. That he did found very reasonable cards that everyone dislikes. And that's it, you know. It all comes down to whether we can agree, whether we can reason, whether we can talk to each other successfully, and remove all the gaslighting pieces of shit out of the game successfully as well. Alright? Don't let these fucking fools, narcissists and psychopaths who like knives, and narcissists who just want to tell you that you're wrong for whatever reason, don't let them fool you. This is the end of my, you know, transmission, guys. I'll try and be active as an influencer and try to save people from this bullshit. Because I like card games, that's it, you know, I'm stuck in a room playing card games. Maybe my life will change and I will change my mind. But, you know, I played card games for many, many years. I don't know, man. It seems pretty solid to me. I want to see this community, you know, thrive. And a lot more people gonna join in because they're growing up, they need to do something with their lives. I think card games are great for many people to try. Many people should test out different kinds of card games too. Not just be stuck with Hearthstone or not Hearthstone. And we should talk about many things.
Justice is mine.
Alright. You survived. Many people didn't. So, you can type something in the comments of how cool you feel you are that you survived the whole video. Because we need to, you know, balance things out. There's a lot of people who just watched 2 minutes, got fucking really upset, and started ranting. And I don't need that shit. Or just maybe the video was not successful at all and nobody fucking gave a fuck. Because they just want a deck code. Oh, what's the deck code of this one-drop rogue? What's the deck code? Oh, you want my shoes deck code? You want a deck code of my daily routine? What else do you want to copy and paste, bro? Fuck that shit. Anyways. Yeah, on my channel, we gonna talk about fun most of the time. What else, bro? I don't even understand. What else can you do? Because we already talked about facts. We can already easily copy and paste again the decks. That's performed very well. But great performance of a deck will not make you play the game necessarily. What is going to make you play the game is when you find cool things to do that perhaps nobody even done it before, you know? Or there's just random things that can happen. It's like, well, gotta play the deck, maybe something cool will happen to me too. You know, this sort of shit. Discover effects. Trollden videos. You know, we gotta conquer. Alright, see you guys next time. It's a rant, it's incoherent sometimes. You must understand. But we're fighting for something. We're fighting for that chicken, bro. Let's go, bro.